Alright, so with Chkalov, you'd probably end up taking these core talents. I would include this because of the bombers. The torps are not an insignificant portion of your damage. So I would definitely look into proxy fuse because the clustering of the torps means you can strike from any angle. I don't think the speed increase off bomber flight is as important, although this would improve the skip bombs as well as your dive bombers, so that's up to you. You have 10 points remaining, right? How many is this? Whatever. This is 9, 13, so you have another 8 skill points remaining. Because it's Russian, you probably want the reduced torp arming time and speed, because the Russian torps are awkward to land. They're significant, is what they are. And then you could take this to round it out. I don't think you'd really want Pyrotechnician. I feel like that might be a little greedy. I suppose you could if you wanted to maybe swap that into Pyrotechnician. This, of course, is not required either, but it just means that you need to have your aim for Russian torpedoes dialed in, because they are different than all the other CV lines, and you need to come prepared for that. So this has allowed me to take, working knowledge of other CV lines and make it useful for Russian CVs. But I'm sure there are people that just specialize in them and they don't need this, in which case you could move this maybe into the additional damage or whatever. This is probably like a functional concept. I don't think you need this, because the bombers are niche enough that really they only go after destroyers, because the planes get shredded before they hit cruisers or battleships. Like, they get shredded badly when they get into medium and close range AAs on something that actually has AA. This would be nice to have. Some people have experimented with Hidden Menace. It causes you to lose more planes, but it does allow you to move a little closer if that's really your gig, but I don't think this is required by any means. I don't think you would go for a fighter build on the Chkalov, but if you were looking for, you might just make sure you take at least patrol group leader, move some of these points over. Just having the additional consumables is useful, because it goes from 9 to 12, which even if you're not using it in an anti-air capacity, it's more spotting. I don't think you would go deeper into the fighters, because while you have a rocket booster coming off the planes, the deck, the planes are slow. And slow planes do not position fighters very well. So I don't think that's going to be a natural synergy. You're probably looking for something that's just going to hit something hard over and over again, while at least keeping its resources alive, which is something like this. Yeah, so the Chkalov having tier 10 fighters doesn't matter, because in order to use the fighters, you're going to have to go somewhere to drop the fighters. So if your planes are slow, then if you are going somewhere deliberately to drop the fighters, one, the enemy is going to see it coming, because you'll slowly be trundling into position, and two, it's going to take more time off of you being combat effective in the match. Ideally, if you were ever going to use your fighters to protect somebody, it would be on your lane of travel to go to where your hull is, to where the fighter drop is, to where the attack is, so that you're not derouting. But as CVs can threaten the left flank and then the right flank, you'll often have to deroute if you are going to invest into a fighter build and make that as part of your presence in the carrier. So I don't really think I would dump points into this, because I feel like you would not have the ability to make the most of it. It does mean that if the Chkalov wants to claim a flank and say, I am working this flank, the ability to use better fighters while they're doing their thing is going to make it more likely that they claim that flank. But I still don't think you would dump points into it.